and the population also fell drastically. Trade and commerce got affected, and that is the history. The old Goa city today was once 8th largest city in the world, but nobody today visiting old Goa would believe this. But the records which are left behind by the various foreign travelers, right from Duarte Barbosa to Tavernier and Linschoten, clearly point out the trajectory of the ruins. There are so many causes. Right now, on three levels, we have to think the future of environmental journalism. One is more and more emphasis will have to be given to create awareness about local biodiversity and gene pools, which we are going to lose rapidly. For example, even if you take rice, there are more than 60 varieties. Our department has documented these varieties with photographs and detailed descriptions, and we have tried to preserve these also. We have actually only 6,000 cataloged species in Goa, but my estimate shows that we may have 100,000 species, leaving a vast gap, knowledge gap of 94,000 species to be catalogued. The reason is, during my 15 years of stay in the Goa University, I have catalogued not less than 5,000 species, whereas for the entire state the number of species is 6,000. So in a small area of 2 square kilometers, if we can have 5,000 plus species, and I have 1,000 video clips which you can see on my video channel free of charge. The 15 of these video clips are pioneer video clips in the world, and including BBC, they have approved. The question is, backyard biodiversity documentation, not only citizens, journalists can do it, youth can do it, youngsters can do it, and this organization which is doing the revolutionary job, I would say, because for the first time, India is combining, I think, the technical skills with multimedia, which is intellectually highly satisfying, challenging for the young generation, 650 million youth of India. We are having right now world's largest youth population, and that should be banked upon. And I am full of optimism, sir, that your organization, whatever it has been doing, it is rewriting perhaps the national and the international agenda. I was very happy to see the Norwegian ambassador's message. So Norway, Sweden, these are the countries which perhaps are really following the Gandhian principles, whereas we may not be here. We need to turn this bulldozer of simplification, ecological simplification. Whether it is by the way of massive urbanization, Goa is today nation's highly urbanized state with 62% people living in urban areas which have no basic facilities. We have no proper sewage systems, we have no proper garbage disposal systems, our drinking water sources are heavily polluted, our air is polluted. There are new emergence of new diseases like leptospirosis, which Portuguese government could not have believed because Portuguese brought the first medical college, first pharmacy college, first printing press in Goa, and then it spread to rest of Asia, the modern system of Western medicine. Again, the point is this, that with so many types of intellectual and cultural assets and a rich history and very rich biodiversity, we are digging in Goa our own grave, because village communities do not have their natural resources inventories, their natural resources management plans. We have 25 types of soils in Goa. Some of these soils are richest in India. They will not be found elsewhere. They have been created over a period of millions and millions of years. Just across this location, if we just move for a few kilometers, we have some of the fertile coral reefs which are threatened. Sushi reef is there, very close to the center. Besides, we have vast insect diversity, we have vast fungal and microbial diversity. If we take, even in our university, just a gram of soil, we find hundreds of microbial colonies. Teeming, the whole land is teeming with diversity, sir. And we are ignoring it, we are pouring everywhere lots and lots of concrete without any biodiversity impact assessment studies. Whether it is a small project or a big project, or it is a township, whether it is a cutting of the hillside or anything, any development, it is ignoring the fact that it is destroying one by one the food chain, the food web, which we cannot regenerate, we cannot re-engineer. Actually, we are leaving behind a trail of destruction for the generations to come. I will not be able to look into the eyes of my 6.5 years old son when he grows up and asks me, Father, show us the butterflies which once you had photographed and filmed in this campus. Father, show me the fireflies. You used to take me and we used to play with the fireflies in the Goa University campus, sir. Firefly density has come down by 90% in our campus, sir, because of artificial illumination, spray of pesticides, habitat disturbance and interference. With every passing day, something inside me is slowly dying, disappearing, with pain and lot of internal anguish. And basically all those who are sensitive, who like to write, sing, dance, paint, I feel all of them, all creative people who closely and intimately and spiritually relate to every aspect of life and living beings on this planet. Ultimately, I think it brings us back to our most important goal is that we have to save what remains. That's what Edward O. Wilson says. And that should be the goal of all the writers and journalists, saving what remains. Biotechnology definitely can create Jurassic Park like animals in future. We have the technology, we know the capacity of cloning also. It can be done. It is being done in some countries like Korea and USA. But that will be artificial, life creation. We may not try to play God. We may not be able to control evolution. But the question is, where is that what we have to say? It is there around us, around International Center, in Goa University campus. In the last oasis of biodiversity scattered across this 3,700 square kilometer area. So it is possible if we generate through motivation, through such training programs, through animation, at grassroots level, using our school complexes, using our educational networks, using channels like blogs, the Facebook, all modern, the tools which fortunately technology has given us, we can definitely enlighten, educate and empower the young generation. Because our only hope today to make enlightened green citizens, the next citizens of the earth. And they will help, they will save not only the mankind, but along with the mankind, the web of species. I am optimist. I feel that we have to invest vast amount of energy as you have been doing, your organization has been doing by catching up that particular filmmaker whom you spotted as a rich talent, and today you know that many such filmmakers, young filmmakers, I think across the country are contributing handsomely to this particular objective, and there is nothing as compared to, I feel, the visual impact that a good film, an impressive film makes. When I show the BBC Planet Earth series and many other documentaries in my class of ecology and then generate some discussion, I can see the excitement among the people, among the students, and I think you have a really great and grand future, not only in Goa but in our country which was never poor. We are a country of poor people, but basically, intellectually, philosophically, culturally, we are a richest civilization that this planet has perhaps generated. So with these words, I can end with the only hope that we are on a precipice of history. It depends on the leadership that our politicians will give. If it is sensitized, it believes truly in sustainable development, sustainable livelihood, sustainable programs, we have a good future. Otherwise, on one side, destruction of biodiversity, collapse of food chains and food webs, and on the other side, sea level rise and the submergence of vast, fertile and heavily populated areas of Goa will be caught between these two threats, and perhaps, as Richard Leakey has said in his sixth extinction, the Goan culture and civilization will bring about its own self-extinction by not listening to the voices of sanity and voices of wisdom. So I think voices of sanity and voices of wisdom, and not the clamor for our creed, should be our goal, and we should realize it by focusing our energy through the 500,000 young population of Goa. I think that this panel discussion will achieve its goals because everyone has spoken from heart. I was listening very deeply, and I feel that although this is a very small program before a modest audience, the purpose and objective of the program is very noble because we are doing something which is being done by a microscopic section of the planet everywhere. In every country there is a microscopic section of do-gooders, people who think of future than themselves. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Dr. Bhaskar Rao, for giving me this opportunity to speak here, and I feel that organizing this program, we have at least taken a small step forward like Neil Armstrong on moon. But there would be definitely a quantum leap if we manage to generate young leadership in this state and network it with similar leaders in India, in other states. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Nanda.